that time again. The new stage is now set, so let the party begin. Everybody knows the name of the Dallas Cowboys. Let's go Cowboys.
Hello everybody and welcome into another edition of the Cowboys Fan Show. As always, I'm your host, Tyler Ortega, joined by my co-host, Scott Jeter. First off, guys, we hope you guys all had a pleasant Thanksgiving. You know, Scott, the Cowboys played the Chargers there, and I gotta say, they got carved up worse than the turkey on my table did.
Yeah. Thank God that my mom was sitting there next to me to hold me for this one. This was a tough one to watch, yeah. Especially or you know, it could have been worse that you were surrounded by friends and family, because all my friends and family are not Dallas fans. So.
Well, and to make things better on my part, my girlfriend is a Chargers fan, so that made things just dandy. Let's have a look at these highlights. In the film room, it was a Thanksgiving throwdown. The Chargers in Big D taking on the Cowboys. Again, no Zeke Elliott. He is suspended. No Sean Lee. He's still hurt. So that means Phillip Rivers had himself a day.
Yeah, Phillip Rivers looked really good. I don't know if Phillip Rivers looked good in this one or if our secondary just struggled. I mean, they looked rough. They weren't hungry. They weren't hungry at all.
Yeah, we'll have a little bit more in-depth look at Phillip Rivers here coming up. As you can see, he completes this long bomb downfield to his receiver for the first down. We're not even 5 minutes into the game. Cowboys, luckily, still in it. That wouldn't last long.
Yeah, and that's easy to do when somebody back there blows the coverage, Tyler.
Yeah, and, you know, when you are replacing all four guys in your secondary, things like that are bound to happen.
That was Jeff Heath. He was there last year.
Yeah, Jeff Heath. Well, yeah, we'll leave Jeff Heath alone. Field goal coming up for the Chargers. And no, he just squeaks it wide. So early on, Scott, the Chargers get off on the wrong foot. It looks like Dallas is full speed ahead.
Yeah, at this point, I was actually talking a whole bunch of smack. I thought the momentum had just shifted. I was thinking, oh yeah, this is the one thing that we needed over the last 2 games in 1 quarter that was finally going to pull us together, and here we go.
And here we go, 3rd and 9. Dak Prescott is sacked, and it looked like they was exchanging some words, maybe doing a little bit of both, helping him up as well. 2nd and 14 now for the Chargers. As I said, Rivers had himself a big day. He threw for 434 yards in this one, Scott, to go along with 3 touchdowns. That right there is Keenan Allen. You and I both know about Keenan Allen's numbers on Thursday.
Yeah, we do. Oh, man, I hate to say it, but right, fantasy points?
Fantasy points.
We both started him. That's bad. Sorry, guys.
I mean, it kind of tells you the state of our defense when we're both leaning that way. I mean, I thought it was a no-brainer, to be honest.
Did you start Melvin Gordon as well?
I did start Melvin Gordon as well.
Ouch.
Rivers now drops back, facing some pressure, slings it out. That's Hunter Henry. They're calling this guy the heir to the throne of Antonio Gates.
Hunter Henry actually looks good. He really does. I mean, he's a great route runner, decent blocker. I have no problem with him saying that, to be honest with you.
They had 5 catches for 76 yards and a touchdown. Here's the Dallas defense coming up with a momentary stop on the Chargers. And now we're going to switch sides with the Cowboys in possession. Dak Prescott facing some pressure, and he's sacked again. What's going on with the O-line?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Dak doesn't look comfortable. This is when he should be stepping up into the pocket, and he's looking to scramble. He's been under a lot of pressure lately, and I think that it is actually affecting the way that he's playing. I think that if he steps up right there and unloads this ball quickly, that he does okay. But he's starting to scramble around. He looks nervous back there.
And it's still 3-0 here just into the second quarter. Melvin Gordon with the carry, trying the near side of the field, picks up a gain of about 11 on the play. Excuse me, this is the third quarter. We're already out of the break. So, I mean, you know, we watched the whole first half, Scott. It was 3-0. Coming into the second half, you got to think, you know, Dallas has a shot.
Dallas has got a shot. And right here, as you see this play, and this is where you're missing a guy like Sean Lee. I mean, Durant should have had him underneath, and he didn't. He was just wide open back there. So that's another blown coverage by this defense. And it's really just hard to get it together when you're missing the general back there. Yeah,
and Phillip Rivers here slings in the touchdown pass to Hunter Henry. As we said earlier, 5 catches, 76 yards for him on the day. 3rd and 7 now. Dallas with the ball. Dak finds the Bees over the middle, picks up the first down. That's a big conversion on a 3rd down, especially being down 9-zip.
And you saw the pressure coming at him right there. And this is what Dak needs to do, is they're going to be blitzing him.
And this was a great option. Even the cameraman was faked out. He was following Rod Smith on this, but Flag on the play.
Flag on the play. And I think that number 77 got flagged on that one right there, right? Tyrone Smith?
Yeah, that was Tyron.
Which is rare. I mean, one of the better left tackles in the league right there. He hasn't been healthy this year, and I think that it's showing. He's been suffering with a groin slash a little bit of some tightness in his back, and honestly, they could have let that play go. I mean, nobody that Dallas has played against has been flagged for offensive holding in the last, 8.5 games right there. So, I mean, they can let that one go on number 77.
So that was a 3rd and 11 there. Now 1st and 10 for the Chargers. Rivers drops back, fires one over the top, and he's got his receiver. That's Williams getting in for the touchdown there. When you look at some of these numbers for the Chargers, Scott, Melvin Gordon, he didn't have a huge day, only 65 rushing yards, but he did have 23 receiving yards as well. But Keenan Allen was the guy that, we talked about just a minute ago.
Carved him up.
He had 11 catches for 172 yards.
Ouch. Yeah, I mean, he had himself a game out there. And on that last touchdown you saw, that wasn't bad coverage by Brown right there. He just needed some more help over the top, and Woods just wasn't there.
And as they say, there's no defense for the perfect throw. That there is Alfred Morris taking the ball on the 2nd down. It's 3rd and short. Now 3rd and 5 for the Cowboys. We'll switch sides. It's quarter changes. Dak Prescott rips one out and barely coming down with it there. Yeah, Dez, another mediocre game for Dez, only 3 catches for 37 yards.
Well, it's hard, and as we're going to see right here, I mean, we're trying to keep this game close, but you really have to abandon the running game. I mean, we're down by 16 right here, and so, I mean, you saw him just chucking up the field the whole time. So, I mean, it's hard. They know that we're going to abandon the running game. They know this, so that everyone's going to be double covered. It's going to really put Dak in a strange situation. The other thing is Dez is always playing on the outside, and you're going to see through the rest of these highlights that Dak has been under fire.
Yeah.
They're just teeing off on this guy, so he's dumping these quick throws.
And there goes Keenan Allen, as we said. Just that's middle school tackling right there by the Cowboys, or lack thereof.
Yeah, there's really no excuse for that one right there. I mean, 4 guys had a shot, and nobody came up with it. I mean, it was kind of like, it's like baseball in the outfield when 2 guys are like, they're calling for the same ball and nobody catches it.
Right.
They're just not playing as a unit right there. And I mean, we got talent. We do have talent back there. It's just that these guys are not playing as a unit right now, and something's got to give.
Yeah, and you see 1, 2, 3 missed tackles there, 4 missed tackles there, and Allen finally finds the end zone. Well-deserved after that run
Mercifully.
there. Yeah, and on the Cowboys side of the ball, we talked about Rod Smith. He had 9 carries for 41 yards. He did have the lone touchdown on the day for Dallas. Now, the running game is not the problem. Rod Smith is averaging 4.6 yards per carry in this game. Alfred Morris was at 4.0. So it's really Dak that's struggling, and you said it. They have to abandon the run game.
Yeah, and if we watch it right here, it's like, I mean, look at it. We got the deep safety right here. So basically, that's a tough one right there.
Yeah, that was the backbreaker there for the Cowboys.
That was the backbreaker right there. So they're playing coverage, and you can see it. And the issue with this one is if you want to rewind a little bit or whatnot and see that, Jason Witten wide open for the touchdown in the middle of the field right there, and Dak just straight up missed him.
And that was one of Dak's 2 interceptions on the day. He was 20 for 27, only 179 yards. So lots of problems going on with the Cowboys on both sides of the ball. We're going to step away and be right back to discuss those. It's the Cowboys Fan Show.